welcome to this short seated practice. I'm here seated on a mat with a pillow, and I have some throw pillows, just pillows off my couch. So I have 2 of them that I'm going to use in this practice as props. So find some pillows and find a comfy seat and join me on the ground. Whenever you're ready, whenever you've got all your stuff, just find a way to sit that feels comfortable for you. So maybe your legs are crossed, maybe your feet are together, knees are out to the side, maybe you're sitting with your legs to the side or in a different way, maybe you're kneeling. It doesn't always feel great on my knees. I tend to sit like this a lot, feet together, knees out to the side. That's just because it makes room for my belly. So you do what works best for your body. From here, let's just take a minute to breathe and to notice our breath. Maybe you want to close your eyes and just notice, how does your breath feel in this moment? Do you feel like you're taking a lot of short breaths? Or maybe a fewer longer breaths? Maybe somewhere in the middle? Just noticing what is, noticing how things are happening. Noticing as you inhale air, what's going on in the body? Does your body expand? Do you take up more space? And as you exhale, do you feel maybe you're melting or relaxing a little bit more? Take another few breaths. Maybe you want to take a big, full inhale, filling up your entire body. And then exhale it out quickly, either through your nose or through your mouth, whatever feels better for you. So long inhale. Fast exhale. Maybe just taking one more breath in any way that feels good for you. Before slowly opening your eyes, looking around. Maybe you want to do some neck rolls, looking from side to side first. Lingering in one side, it feels like it's tight or it needs more of a stretch. Down into your chest, up to the sky. And then maybe all the way around. Just be mindful of the back of your neck. You want to be very careful. This is a sensitive area. Maybe you want to go in the opposite direction. Just doing a few in both directions. Stopping in any place, lingering where you feel like maybe you need more of a stretch in a certain area. And then coming back to center. Maybe you want to do some shoulder rolls, rolling them in one direction. You can leave your hands down, or maybe you want to explore bringing them up, or making big circles. I think for me, it feels better just to have them down today, but you pick what feels good for you. And if you've been going in one direction, make sure you go in the opposite direction as well. I find shoulder rolls always feel a little unnatural for me going this way. Just noticing maybe differences in your body. Maybe you want to shake it out. Do any movements here that feel good for you. I'm cracking my neck. Doing some wrist circles, ankle circles. My joints like to crack a lot. From here, I'm going to bring one leg out to the side, bringing the other foot in. I raise my arms up towards the sky and just take a breath here, full breath. Maybe another. Notice if your back is starting to bend a little bit. Maybe from here you want to explore linking your fingers together. Maybe you want to explore turning them the opposite way. And then an option to bring your hands together, bringing them back, feeling sensations in your back, breathing. And then from here, twisting your torso towards your foot that's out, and then slowly bring your hands down to that leg. I find my arm gets kind of stuck in my chest, so sometimes I like to go underneath it, and then bringing this hand anywhere that feels good on the leg. So maybe down by your ankle, or on your calf, or on your quad, whatever feels good for you. And just know you can come in and out of it at any time. You can, of course, you can reach for your toes if you want to, but know that you don't necessarily have to in order to feel sensation along the back leg of the leg. Maybe thinking about where you feel it in your back. Breathing here. And then slowly coming up to a seated position and bringing the other leg back in, taking a breath here. Maybe another one. Noticing, do either of your legs feel any different than the other one? And then bringing this leg out, doing the same thing on this side. Taking a couple breaths here. Raising our arms up towards the sky. And maybe you want to bring your fingers together, even in the direction of one another, noticing if that changes what's going on in your back. Option to flip your hands up towards the sky. And bring your hands together, maybe coming into a slight back bend. And then coming straight. Maybe you want to bring your arms down and shake them out, or you can leave them up before turning, doing that little twist towards your leg that's out, and then folding forward over top. And again, bring your hands anywhere that feels good. Remembering you can go under the chest with the opposite arm if that feels better for you. You can also play around with how wide your leg is. So I noticed there that my belly was hitting the top of my leg. So you can always play around with the spacing of your leg just to give your body more room. And make sure you're breathing while you do this and noticing where you feel sensation. Coming back up to a seated position, bringing your leg in again, taking a couple breaths. From here, maybe you want to take one hand, bring it to the opposite leg, take your other hand behind you and look behind for a twist. Maybe you want to explore looking forward, seeing how that feels. Take a few breaths here. And then coming back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing this hand over to your opposite thigh, bringing this one behind you, and then looking behind or forward, whatever feels better. And breathing. From here, coming back to center, maybe shaking things out on top. If you're not already here, coming into a butterfly position. So your feet are together, your knees are out to the side. From here, maybe we're going to hinge at the hips. You can lift up your hands if you want to, or you can leave them on your legs. If your hands are up in the air, you're going to bring them down as you fold forward. Hinging, coming forward, bringing your hands down to either the floor or your legs or your feet. And looking down towards your feet, maybe rounding the shoulders and turning the top of your head towards the ground. And just breathing here. coming back up to seated. I'm gonna grab my little pillows now and put them one on either side of me. So I'm still in my butterfly. Now my knees are supported by these pillows. Taking a breath here. And then I'm gonna take my right leg and I'm gonna put it behind me. And I'm keeping my knee on this pillow for support. And so this is called deer pose, or it could also be called 99. And that's because I think our legs are supposed to be at around 90-degree angles. Mine aren't, but something similar to that. Over here, I'm just gonna sit, try to keep a tall spine. I tend to wanna like tilt over, so I'm actively trying to stay upright. Just breathe here. From here, maybe you wanna just stay and feel the sensations in your legs, or you wanna join me in a short little warrior sequence. Raising up your arms to shoulder height, looking over your left arm, your right arm behind you for a warrior 2 variation. Taking a breath or two here. Dropping your back hand, flipping your left hand, bringing it up towards the sky. The back hand comes a little bit down. It can touch on the ground, or it can just sort of dangle depending on the length of your arms. I'm touching. Breathing here. You can look up towards the hand, or you can look down if that feels better for you, or somewhere in the middle. Coming back to that warrior 2 position, looking over that left hand, and then bringing your left forearm on top of your left leg, and then your other arm over top. Maybe you're looking up at your top hand, or you're looking out in front. Whatever feels good for you here. Coming back to that warrior 2, and then bring your hands down. Bring my feet back together again, back into that butterfly pose, and just breathing. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're gonna take our left leg, flip it behind. Again, make sure you're supported by a pillow underneath. You don't absolutely have to have these pillows, but it just makes it a comfier experience. Breathing here. And again, if you notice yourself tilting, trying to sit up straighter. And coming into a warrior 2 arms. So warrior 2 variation, looking over your right arm. And breathing here. I like warrior 2 because you can take up a lot of space. Take up as much space as you need. Flipping that right hand, bringing your left hand down, either onto the ground or just dangling, and then reaching up over top with your right arm and looking up towards your hand or to the ground or out in front of you. And breathing here. Feeling, noticing where there's sensations going on. You're noticing things in the body. Take another breath. And then coming back to that warrior 2 position. And then taking this forearm, your right forearm onto your right leg, and then reaching your left arm over top, looking up to it or looking down. Breathing here. Raising our arms back up to that warrior 2 position. And then bring our hands down for another breath. And then back into butterfly. So from here, you can leave these here for support underneath your legs. And an option to come into another forward fold. This time, imagine when you're folding, you're gonna keep your spine straight. So you're gonna come down on an angle like this. So you're coming down, you're looking forward. I like to place my hands on the ground or on my feet, but looking up forward. My back feels like it's like looking like this. Whereas before, when we were folding forward, we were looking like this, rounded down. So now we're straight. And just breathe here. Now, if you want, you can stay here, or you can come into that rounded shoulders, head towards the ground. And from here, breathing, maybe through your nose or through your mouth. Try to let everything go and just relax as much as you can. Slowly coming back up. Do any movements that feel good here, maybe stretching your legs out, flexing and pointing the toes, or rolling the toes out and in. And just take a couple breaths, full breaths, filling up the entire body. And exhale. Maybe you want to make noise, maybe you don't. Thank yourself for showing up today and doing this practice for you and taking care of yourself in one small way. Thank you.